Formal or informal? I end up my section in the book in the afterthoughts with this line: casual society maybe, casual school no. School is the one opportunity for young people to learn about the proper way of doing things, the proper way of acting, and the proper way of speaking. They may not do all that in their own life on an everyday basis, but school is where formal education takes place. So we can break this down a little bit in terms of dress code. I like to use the term the line. I think it's important that all teachers understand that the line between student and teacher be well defined. If you start to blur that line, and that can be done very easily, then you will run into many difficulties, including discipline problems. So in terms of dress code, school policies and individual preferences certainly are part of it, but common sense rules. Generally what's been happening over the years is that dress code has been more relaxed. Smart casual seems to be the acceptable dress for teachers. Sometimes there are special days where it's a dress down day and you can wear jeans and what have you, but it's also a cultural thing. I took a class of students to Quebec one time, and different culture, different rules. And I remember touring a school there, and this was way back in the late 70s, and teachers were wearing blue jeans at that time, which was unheard of in our system, and even smoking in the classroom. So, and we were chaperoning a dance there at one point, and we were invited into one of the offices and to have a drink, and all those things were foreign to my culture and to my system, where we would have gotten into trouble doing that kind of thing. But for your particular culture and your particular area, the school establishes rules for students and certainly for teachers as well. But bottom line is that this line between students and teachers should be constantly defined, and that includes dress code. Maybe that creates a greater sense of authority, but if you're not sure, if you're a new teacher, then just ask. I think what is too casual in the classroom, I've seen teachers trying to win over students by trying to act like them, and the line then is blurred between student and teacher. In language use, for example, that's another situation. I believe that the teacher should be a role model for speaking properly and using proper grammar. In the classroom or in the hallway, yeah should be yes, talking should be talking, right on should maybe be that's right, and so on. Proper grammar, proper language is being attacked by media, social media, and it makes it very difficult for the teacher, but this is your territory, and you can establish your rules. But in the media, one particular gentleman I see on a program, and he always asks this question of people. He's an antique dealer, and he says, "Where did you get that at?" As opposed to, "Where did you get that?" And so the very common misuse of words on media certainly doesn't give students an equal chance compared to maybe the older days. Using text messages like LOL and any kind of short forms or abbreviations, I don't accept that in my classroom, in my assignments. This is not the place where that is used, yet I will use that at home where necessary. So using common sense in dress code and using appropriate language are two things that will create more, I wouldn't say formal, but certainly more of an appropriate environment for learning for students. It might be the only place where they can find that. So I end in my afterthoughts saying school is the place where this can all happen and must be addressed. School will play a vital role in preserving the correct way of doing these things. This is true in all subject areas, not just in English classes. language across the curriculum is as important as ever, and teachers should support that. Today's society compared to my high school days, where we had textbooks and courses on grammar, English grammar, and reading and writing, and so things have gotten a little more casual over time, but we can still play a role in dealing with the appropriate way of doing these things. So think about those things for your personal use, and formal as opposed to informal. Just keep in mind the whole concept of the line. That doesn't mean that you have to be an ogre authoritarian. You have to simply have respect that you've established in your classroom, and you maintain that. Vice principal one time used to go around the school and talk to kids. You got to know them quite well, and then one particular boy got into trouble and ended up in this vice principal's office, and he had to discipline him, and the student said, "But sir, you're my friend." And the vice principal said, "I'm friendly, but I'm your vice principal." And that kind of sums up the approach that he was using. So we'll carry on next time with the topic power. We'll talk to you then.